Hello everyone, and welcome to the August 2024 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Topeka Mystery, and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach, and a consultant. And for nearly 5 years now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis. And it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if that sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Oh my goodness, April, not even April, we're in August and time is just flying by. It's going to be an absolutely crazy month. But before I dive into the energies this month, I've got a couple of quick announcements to make. The first one is that there's no group energetic alignment sessions, which is the group healing journeys that I do each month. However, I will create a meditation that you can purchase online, and I will be able to support you in the Facebook group, and I'll include the link here below, and that should be available by the 5th or the 6th of August. So look out for that. The second announcement that I have is a lot of people ask me what are the different ways in which you can work with me. I will do a longer video on this, but in summary, there's 3 different ways that you can work with me, especially if you're looking for support with your own unique transformation journey from the inside out and you're ready to go deep within. That's the thing with me, I go deep into all of this stuff. So there's 3 different ways. The first one is that you can join the monthly group healing journeys, which is called Energetic Alignment. I'm not, as I said before, I'm not running one this month, but I will be running one in September, and that's on the 22nd of September. I'll include a link to that below, so you can sign up and be notified when the tickets for that are available, which will be next month. The second way in which you can work with me, especially those of you that enjoy these insights but are looking for some personalized insights and guidance for what is going on for you and what's happened energetically, what are the things that you've gone through to get you to here, and you're wanting to get a better understanding of that and are keen to kind of see, okay, what's going to be unfolding over the next 6 to 12 months, then the best thing to do is to sign up for an intuitive reading, which is about 30 minutes long. But at the moment, I've got an additional 15 minutes that I'm adding on top of that, where you also get to experience a little bit of a mini energy clearing as well. And this is great because we'll look at the energetic patterns and how they're kind of playing out in your life at the moment to give you some insights and some guidance of, you know, how to kind of navigate them through. That is called energetic guidance, and I'll include the link below. And then finally, those of you that are ready to deep dive into your poop and create that change from the inside out and really transform, because you know that there is a different way and you're so ready for it, and you're looking for someone to kind of walk with you and guide you through that process, then I do offer a combination. I do have a program, a coaching and energy healing program, where I combine both, as I said, coaching and energy healing. And these are 90-minute sessions, which are taken every 2 to 4 weeks. And the minimum is 3 sessions. So if you're interested in that, do send me a message and I'll include the link below. And then I can share a little bit more about that as well. So, and then the final announcement I have, we are almost at 300 subscribers, and we are going to be celebrating 5 years of doing these insights next month. I would love your help to get us over the 300 mark. We only need another 29 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button, and please go ahead and share these insights with your friends, your family, and your loved ones, because if you feel that they need it, they might find these insights valuable. So really appreciate that. And for that, all the announcements are done. Let's dive into the energies for this month. And it's going to be a very wild and crazy month. I will say hold on to your knickers and hold on to your hat, but I'm just like, no chance. You've just got to ride the waves this month. It is going to be a very fascinating month. And normally I don't get dates, but the way that I'm kind of feeling the energies, and I'm going to go back a little bit. I know that I myself felt a massive kind of crunchy energy moving in July. So from the beginning of July up until like the 17th, and then it really cleared after the full moon. What I kind of felt was this agitation, irritation, frustration, this kind of sticky type of energy in July, which then started to clear for me personally around the 17th. And I know like those of you that are also very sensitive also felt this as well. So what I feel that is happening at the moment, at the beginning of August, we've got this kind of resting phase. And it's important to kind of slow down, breathe, ground, and rest, because it's all about to get absolutely wild and bonkers. What I got from the guides was that on the around the August 22nd, 22nd of August, there's going to be a shift in the energy of the earth. So those of you know that also Earth is going through her own evolutionary cycle, and its energy is also changing, and as the Earth's energy changes, it also affects us. So what I've been shown here around the 22nd of August is that there's going to be like a step change and leveling up in energy. Normally we're taking one step at a time, going up the steps. It's almost like we take a massive leap, and then there's going to be like a 3-week period after that where those energies kind of settle, and then there's going to be another step change on around the 15th of September. And then there's going to be about 6 weeks and for these energies to kind of integrate and settle. And then there's going to be another step change in energies around the 2nd of November. So I'm not sure how that maps to astrology because I haven't looked, and I just got this information now. It may not map, but that's the insight that I got. And they're like step change, leveling up energies. And this is going to affect us in 2 different ways. And I think for most of us, it's going to be a bit of both. And for some of us, it'll be one or the other kind of camp. But those of us that are still holding on quite tightly to things that we actually really need to let go, it will feel like an earthquake energy, and it will like shatter, break free parts of ourselves that are no longer in alignment with where we're going and who we truly are. So it will feel ungrounding, and especially if you are not in your heart center, it will really shake you up. And then the image I'm getting again is like that snow globe, which I've mentioned before in one of the other insights. And if you shake the snow globe, thinking about the shaking as like an oscillation or a vibration, and as you shake the snow globe, anything that is stuck, that's not in alignment, kind of breaks away, right? And it breaks free. So that if you've got an attachment to your identity or a narrative or a belief or a situation, work, people, whatever it is, and it starts to break free, it can feel very shattering in that sense. So the key thing is to come into your heart center, breathe, ground, and allow yourself to be playful and curious through this, because that will lighten it. And it's almost like you're not then trying to go out and trying to grab hold of the pieces that have fallen away or broken apart. You're kind of just surrendering and letting that go. So I think those of you that are feeling the earthquake energy know that you are ready for it, and it is exactly what you need at this moment. And then there's going to be some of us that are going to feel like, oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this. And there's going to be this sense of liberation, the sense of freedom, because you may be somebody that have been working really hard on these patterns and narratives and these conditions to kind of release them, but you haven't found a way and you find yourself getting stuck. It's almost like that's melting away, it's falling apart, and it's that kind of expansion. You'll start to feel this expansion, and you start to breathe into that expansion, and that's going to feel very liberating and again very, very expansive. So you can utilize these energies at the moment, and you can utilize them to go deeper within yourself and to create that deeper, it's not even to create, it's almost like you're re-establishing a deeper connection with your soul and that guiding force that's already inside of you. So it is going to feel a little bit wild, bonky, bonky, that's not a word. Bonkers is what I meant to say, not bonky. I'm making things up now. So just be kind and gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to be playful, allow yourself to be curious. It's not you. There are so many shifts that are happening at the moment, and I'll explain a little bit more about those energies this month. And I do feel that this insight that I'm doing this month, I'm a little bit nervous about sharing it as well, because it is a bit different and the messages are not like my usual messages. So I'll be really curious to hear your thoughts on this and how you are feeling the energies. I just feel that we've entered into a different kind of energy that is completely different to the beginning part of this year. And I feel like July was like this transitional phase where we're kind of saying goodbye to the old energies that kind of carried us through up until July, and that set us up so that many of us, I think, were going deeper into our inner work from January to July. And then July was that transitional phase where now we're in this new energy, and I'm not going to swear, but I am going to swear. Shit is going to get wild, basically. So breathe. Don't forget to breathe, and don't forget to ground. Right. With that, I have a message from the guides, and this is kind of cool, actually. So the guides say this: let the frequency of love be your guiding force. Let love bring peace to your fears. Let love bring space to your resistance. Let love bring stillness to your racing minds. Let love bring flow to your contractions. Frequency of love is your natural state of being. It's time to let love in and flow through you, as you and love were designed to do. So I really do feel that if you're ready and if you want to, the energies right now are supporting us, and we can take that opportunity to really change and transform our life from the inside out. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier than if we were to try this a couple of years ago or even a couple of months ago. It's almost like the energies are right for it and we can utilize it. And I think we all have a choice, and there's no right or wrong choice. So please do not judge yourself or judge others depending on their choice. Everyone has a choice, and there's a reason for why they're making the choices. And more often than not, we're making choices from on our unconscious parts of ourselves, especially if we don't have that level of awareness. But once we get that level of awareness, we can start to make more conscious choices, which I think many of you are on that path and evolving on that path. So you can choose to stay stuck in your poop and this victim consciousness and be the victim of the world. And this is how some of you might be feeling. So if you find yourself in that, kind of stop and just say, do I want to continue to choose this or choose something else, right? And sometimes we can say to ourselves, yes, I want something else, but I don't know what it is or how it is. You can make a decision in that moment to say, look, I am done with this. I want something else. I need help and I need guidance. Please show me the way. Sometimes just opening ourselves up like that allows the energies and allows the guidance to come through. Oftentimes when we're stuck, we can say, well, I'm stuck and it's everyone else's fault, or it's the world's fault, or it's the universe's fault. I know I'm a pro at yelling at the universe at things, and it's hilarious, but it's also very, very serious. I'll come back to that at another point, because I'm going to digress off into a different path. The other choice that you can do is that you can choose to go within and love your poop and commit to the inner work and become empowered. So I think there's two choices. You can stay stuck where you're at and be a victim of the world, or you can choose to dive in and love parts of yourself and commit to the inner work, and then you become more empowered. And oftentimes one of the things, and I know this has been part of my journey, is that we often sabotage ourselves from being empowered, because when we are empowered, especially if we're empaths, people around us start to react to that and start to throw sticks at us because it threatens their world and their beliefs. So we start to absorb that in. So then we disempower ourselves and go back and climb into our little kind of sucky environment. But when we I think many of our journey is to become our empowered self and hold that frequency. And the more that we hold it, we'll attract more people that are in the same space. That's just kind of come through right now, but that is something that really, really, really excites me. And it's one of those things that there's no roadmap for that. It's a feeling that you just follow and trust. And the reason why there isn't a roadmap, because oftentimes when you are following that path, the world around you is kind of telling you that you're doing something wrong, but that's not actually true. You keep following it and you're trusting in that, and that process in itself allows you to become more empowered. So remember, you are choosing your experiences, and the world around you kind of reflects those choices back to you, whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. So I spent a little bit longer on the introduction for these energies, but I thought it was really, really important. There's a lot that is going on in August. So with that, before I kind of move on to the first theme for this month, I totally forgot to write down the themes for last month. But what I will do is I will just put a little note here. I forgot to write it down on my notes, and if I stop this video and then go and have a look, I'll totally forget and lose my trail of thought. So I'll write a little note to just kind of recap on the themes from last month. And I'm trying to think, I know what they are. The first theme from last month was honor yourself. Second was open your heart. The third was cosmic expansion and awakening. And the fourth one was, I think, oneness through balance. So again, if any of those themes resonate, do go back and watch that. But I also think it's still important to go back to around March and watch the insights on that, because still some of those energies may be playing out for some of you in August. But I think August is going to be a very different month from what we've experienced so far this year. Right, let's move on to the first theme. And the first theme is called Slow Down to Connect. And the message from the guides is this: the energy of the earth is changing at an accelerated pace. She too is on her ascension journey. She is wakening from a dormant sleep, reconnecting with the cosmic frequencies, reclaiming her place and purpose in the universe. You will feel her shifts, as she is a part of you and you are a part of her. Don't let it frighten you. Instead, allow yourself to remember. Slow down to connect with yourself, the earth, and the cosmos. So, as I've already mentioned, I feel like the energy towards the end of this month is going to be chaotic, and I think this theme is kind of giving us a clue on how to navigate it, how to manage it, and it is about slowing down. We are, as a species, as a race, we're going fast, racing off to work, racing off to this engagement, meeting up with friends, doing this, doing that, and there's just so much that is happening that we often don't take that time to slow down. So we think it's going to be really important this month to slow things down and bring that attention and awareness back into yourself. And the way that I was shown this, well, it's less of a way, I was kind of guided to two different kind of experiences in my own life to kind of explain why it's so important to slow down. And the slowing down will allow you to connect with the earth and the way that the earth is changing. And as you connect with it, you can then, it's almost like you and the earth and the connection with the earth, you're in sync and you're dancing. If you're kind of racing off, you will find yourself that these energies will feel like you're in a fight. You're in a fight, like in this invisible fight with something. And you might find yourself projecting onto other people, other situations. So when you slow down, it's almost like you can find your rhythm and pace and connection with the earth and kind of ride these shifts and these waves that we will all be kind of going through. Otherwise, it's going to feel very, very, very chaotic and a bit crazy. So the two examples that I kind of got for this, and they're both kind of creative examples. So one of them is music. So those of you that don't know, I was a classically trained professional flautist in my teenage years, sort of professional level, I would say. And, when you're playing music, oftentimes a sheet of music will come with the pace that it wants you to play. So oftentimes Allegro is the faster pace, the faster tempo. And one of the things I learned was like when I would try and play Allegro, especially certain sections, especially like music like Bach, it will be crazy because you'll have like lots of notes in a small space, and oftentimes I'd find myself rushing. So one of the techniques that I learned, and I think we can translate this to what we do in our lives this month, is that we slow it completely down. So we learn that say there's a line or a piece of music that needs to be played extremely fast and we're struggling with it. And what happens, we end up rushing through, and when we rush through, we miss the notes, and it kind of feels rushed, it feels disjointed, it feels like we are attacking the music rather than being one with the music, and we lose that feeling that we create when we play the music, and that atmosphere that we create around it. It just feels very chaotic and very rushed, and if you've ever performed in front of people, they will feel that too. Mostly when you're performing and you're playing really well, the people will feel this sense of expansion because you're kind of helping people to connect with the music within the spaces. So the way that we would learn to play, well, I would learn to kind of play those notes, is to slow it completely down to the slowest pace possible until I got the rhythm right, and I got the note right, and I got the articulation right. And then what I do would have a metronome to pace it up. So then you take it up a notch and play it a little bit faster, and you play it a couple of times until you got that, and then until you got it right a couple of times, then you knock it up a notch again, and you keep going and going and going. And then it gets to a point where you have to decide whether you can play the whole piece at I don't know, a tempo 120, or you have to knock it down to a tempo 100 or 110. Because if you were to play at 120, there's a section in there that you will just rush through, and then that will make the whole piece feel rushed as well. So there's a tipping point in that. So each of us will have different tipping points. So what will happen is when we kind of reach that tipping point, we start to mess things up. We start to miss the steps. We start to feel rushed. We start to feel the chaos. We start to feel this agitation, irritation, fear will drop in as well. So the trick is, and an example of the music, what you'll do is then you step it back again, you slow it down, and you find that point where you can play the music fast enough without making as many mistakes, and to a point where if you do make a mistake, you don't stop or you don't make it sound irritable. You are able to play through it, and it's played through as if the mistake was part of the music. So there's something about this, and this is going to help us to do this dance with connecting with the waves that are kind of moving through us this month. And then the second example that I got, so there's a music example and a dance example, it's the same kind of thing. So those of you know that I have been dancing Zouk with, I think it's UKDC, I think so, I've probably got the name, UK dance company, yes, since last May, I think. And with that, it's like I've learned a lot about myself. And when I'm in my mind, the dance itself feels very jumpy, feels very chaotic. There's no smoothness, it feels wonky, and it feels very crunchy. It's a lack of words. But you know, especially when I'm in my head and not connecting to my partner. And when I am connecting to my partner and my partner is the lead, my job as a follower is to trust, to surrender and follow the lead, and not second guess of what the next step is going to be. So, and that can be quite hard for us to do. And this is just about life, especially when we are faced in, uncertain times, situations that we've never been in, and it's completely unknown to us. Our natural instinct is to stiffen and to try and control it. But the trick is to kind of let go, relax, and enjoy it. And one of the things, and I think this is something that I'm working on, is that I'm so afraid to get it wrong that I stop myself without trying and letting it be playful and make the mistake and play with it and still keep that connection. Instead, what I do, I stiffen up and kind of beat myself up for getting something wrong, and then I go straight into my head and I lose the connection with the partner, and then that kind of disrupts the flow of the dance. And one of the other things is also when I'm second guessing, I end up rushing. So again, take these little examples of slowing things down. If you feel yourself rushing, or you feel yourself you're missing a beat, or you feel yourself disconnected, that is your cue to slow things down. This is about letting go, trust, and surrendering. And what this is also about is, let me just have a quick read. When you're in that state, it's like when you start to fight it, the flow is blocked, and then you'll start to feel the resistance. And the key thing is to have fun, because when it feels fun and effortless, no matter if you're making a mistake, you'll still keep that connection going, and the flow will continue on. There's this sense of losing time as well, and you're not thinking, you're just feeling, and you're enjoying every single moment. These are the things that I kind of have felt in dance when the connection was there. It didn't matter what mistakes I made, I just kept moving. And I think these are great kind of tools and guiding forces to know that you're on the right path. The more kind of the sense of losing time and the sense of expansion and fun that kind of comes with it. So I know I've carried on a little bit long on these themes, but I hope that that helps you. So the second theme is called Ground Deeper, and the message from the guides go like this: take time to ground, to reset your grounding from your heart center. Allow yourself to feel the liquid light of the cosmos move up through the earth into your feet and into your heart. This is yours to keep. This is yours to use. Ground deeper into the earth. Do not fear. You will not lose yourself. You will find yourself. As the world you once knew will become a distant memory. So what I'm feeling with this theme and what's happening and why it's so important to ground is that, like I mentioned before, the earth is shifting, and I've seen it in a couple of energy sessions actually, where the earth's energy is connecting to the cosmic energy. So as we ground and the earth's energy is bringing in more of the cosmic energy, oftentimes we will kind of say, okay, we will expand ourselves and connect up into the universe and bring the universal energy up from our head center all the way down. But this is the other way around. So we've got an opportunity here to connect with the earth and bring in the cosmic energy through the earth into our feet and into our bodies. So the deeper that we ground, the more we're able to kind of, again, connect with this energy and stabilize, feel this sense of stabilization rather than it feeling very, very chaotic. And I think that's why it will feel a little bit chaotic, because the earth is changing. So what we are effectively standing on is changing. And so that's almost like the earth beneath us. It's like, and I think that's why I said it's like an earthquake energy is shaking. So what I feel that many of you guys may find yourself doing is finding yourself escaping into your head. So to try and control it, to try and understand it, because oftentimes we go into our head and escape into our head because that is our safe place that we had known. And when we try and make sense of it, that tends to feel safer. But I feel that that's not going to work for a lot of us, and we're going to find ourselves contracting and contracting and contracting. The key thing is to find ways in which you can ground that little bit deeper. So if you already have a grounding practice, ask yourself these questions, because I think our grounding and the way that we ground is going to change as well. So you can ask, is this still working for me? Is there anything I need to stop doing? Is there anything I can add to enhance my practice? And then ask for signs. I do get a sense, and I know I really resonate with this, is that some of us will be grounding through water as well, and that will help us to ground that little bit deeper. So yeah, so this month, just ground whatever you can do to ground. And it could be a quick visualization that you're visualizing you're connected to the tree and grounding with the tree, walking barefoot in nature, connecting with water. So there's different ways to kind of do this, and I'm sure if you look up grounding techniques or practices, you'll find lots of information about that. So let's move on to theme 3. So I think all of these themes at the moment are like little tools and guidance of what you can do with this shift in change in energy that is happening at the moment, or will be happening more towards the end of August. So the third theme is called Make Peace. And the message from the guides go like this: let go of your grudges. Let go of the injustices you hold. Let go of the need to control the narrative. Let go of how others perceive you. Let go of the black and white. You are all right. Let go of your expectations on yourself, on your life, and others. Accept this is who you are and where you are in this moment in time. It is not forever. It is just but a moment. Focus on creating more moments your heart desires, from a place of abundance and flow. It is time to let go of all that you believe yourself to be. As that no longer serves you, it just limits and restricts the flow of abundance and peace you dearly seek. So, again, I feel that this is a great month, an opportunity to, really revisit old parts of ourselves that are ready to kind of be cleared up. So it's almost like the image that I got was, what are the things that you've hidden in a secret closet, in a secret room, and the door is actually hidden from sight from you? That's the level of depth that you're kind of going with in this. So, and again, I'm being shown that image of grains of sand in your shoes. So if you are feeling that and you are walking and you're feeling, oh, something's really gritty or crunchy here, then that is your clue and cue to say, hey, hang on a second, there's something I need to make peace with here. And I feel that this is an opportunity. The more we make peace with something, and there's a level, when we make peace with something, with peace comes acceptance. With acceptance comes more love, right? And with love, we start to invite more and become more of the frequency of love. So then that then elevates our vibration, our frequency, and our consciousness, and erase our vibration from the victim consciousness. So I think when we make peace, we're also having a look at where we are playing the victim, or where we feel things are being done to us. And I think that's the grudges and the injustice, and that sense of wanting others to believe in what we believe in, or wanting others to see us in the way that we want them to see us. And when we let go of that, you're kind of freeing yourself as well, and freeing yourself of the victim consciousness. And that's the elevation that I'm seeing with this theme this month. And it's almost like the energies are supporting us right now. And what I think some of us are going to find is that we're going to get a better understanding of our soul contracts. It's almost like we'll understand why we have lived the life that we've lived, why we have chosen to have certain human experience, what were the lessons that we needed to learn, so that whatever we are going to become and whatever we're going to do on this pivotal time on earth, we can do because of the life experiences that we've had. It's almost like that's been our training ground. And if we can kind of evolve and elevate through it and take the lessons learned and apply it and become that new vibration, it's almost that we can step into this energy of self-empowerment. So I really do feel that many of us, there's just a sense of abundance, a sense of peace, a real sense of expansion as well that is available to us, especially if we can let go of that victim consciousness. And if you can't, that is okay, right? And I've been stuck in it for years. And every so often, I think I've evolved past it. And the next thing you know, oh, I'm still being a victim in this situation, this situation, this situation. And that's what the universe will do. Once you think you've evolved, and you have evolved, you will be faced with a similar sort of situation with different people, different circumstances. And then you'll fall back into the same pattern to see if you can do it differently, see if you can do it from a different level of consciousness. These are all great opportunities. The key thing is to not be a victim of things repeating itself. Think about it as that you've moved up a level and that you're getting to experience to really refine this learning, this teaching that you're here to, what you kind of signed up to do on a soul contract level. And I think many of us are gonna, it's almost like the image that I'm getting is that if you think about a scroll, we're almost going to be able to read our actual soul contract and get a better understanding of it. It may be just in little glimpses of the information that we're ready to receive at the moment. It's going to be like, oh, aha, I get it now. And it's going to just free us up to really step into what we're actually here to be and do. So I think for many of us, this is a great opportunity to be ourselves, to speak our truth beyond our conditioned beliefs. So yeah, another powerful theme this month. Okay, let's move on to the fourth and final theme. This one I'm a little bit nervous in sharing with you guys because I'm just like, oh, this is not my usual. I don't think this whole insight is my usual type of insight. So, and I'm just going to go with it because I feel it is potentially representing the energies for this month. So, theme 4 is called Golden White Liquid Light. And the message from the guides go like this. Fear not the dark, gloomy grey clouds, as they are merely a backdrop to the golden white liquid light that is streaming down onto the planet from the sun, the moon, and the stars. Your eyes may be trained to see the clouds, yet your heart has had lifetimes of knowing the golden white liquid light. Trust the knowing. Align to the frequency of this golden white liquid light. Let it lead the way through your heart, activating the wisdom within, remembering why you have chosen to be on earth at this pivotal time. So I feel that's a little bit out there, but I know some of you will be really excited by this theme, especially those of you that are very sensitive to energies and understand energies and work with energies. You're like, wow, okay, get this. Some of you might think, oh my God, what the F is she talking about? So I do feel that this is very much what's happening is that I think what's being shown is that there's more light that is entering the planet. And I think the reason why it's called golden white liquid light is also the way that I see it. And it's, think about a sun kind of blasting through the rainy clouds and those rays of light kind of moving down. So if you think about those rays of sunlight streaming out through the dark grey clouds of rain clouds, it's like that. But I'm also seeing it not just like as sunlight rays, I'm seeing it as streams of liquid golden light. So it's almost like it's in a little tube and there's liquid golden light that's kind of not spinning, but kind of rotating around and moving down. So it is very, very exciting. And I do feel there's another message with this is like, if you see the clouds, because we're trained to see the clouds, we're trained to focus on here the dark clouds. And I think that's a metaphor of, you know, potentially, and I think it's also very good, I forgot to mention this earlier, it's really, really good to watch Pam Gregory's channel. She's an incredible astrologer based in the UK, and it's just amazing. Her work is just incredibly amazing. And also follow Ann Tucker on YouTube, and she channels some incredible messages from the angels of what's going on in the collective energy. That's not quite my thing. Mine is kind of how does these energies kind of feel within us, and how do we take advantage of it and use that for our own kind of personal growth and journey. But both Anne and Pam did an amazing YouTube video on this where they combine their knowledge together And I'll include the link below. I think it's a really good one to watch, especially for those of you that are curious, okay, what is really going out on the collective, what's to come, what's happening. And then that will give you a wider perspective of that as well. So this is something about what I'm getting is that we may be shown one thing, but allow yourself to step back and look beyond and feel and trust what you know. Not what you've been told, not what you think, but what you feel. And I think this is another kind of recalibration that's happening within us to really recalibrate our senses so we're more in alignment and more in tune with our feeling senses versus our thinking senses and our doing senses. So I think this is another opportunity to kind of upgrade our own kind of internal systems, to trust that knowing, to trust that part of us that knows these things without knowing them, that doesn't come from the head but actually comes from the heart. So I do feel like there's another level of heart activation that is also happening throughout this month, and going forward into the rest of this this last part of this year. And I do feel that that's why it's really, really important to ground, because I think there's two ways we're going to be getting this kind of universal or cosmic light energy, one from the ground up through the earth, and then the other just directly from the universe itself. So yeah, it's very, very different, the energies this month. And yeah, so this wasn't the most comfortable insight for me to record. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and how you're experiencing it. But I do feel that the energies are changing, and they're going to continue to change as we go into the second part of this year. And it's going to be very, very different to the first part of this year. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for watching these insights. If you have enjoyed them, please do go ahead and share them with anyone that you think would really benefit from this. Comment below, leave your thoughts, let me know what you think, and if you've got other additional insights or questions, just leave a comment below and hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And then, as I've mentioned, there is no group healing journeys this month. However, I will release a meditation, a healing journey, I think around the 5th or the 6th of August, which will be on, the theme will be Make Peace. So you can go ahead and purchase that on my website, and I'll include a link below on where you can actually then go and find that. Otherwise, I will say stay grounded, stay in your heart center, allow yourself to expand and have fun. Just allow yourself to play, and allow yourself not to take things too seriously. And if you do find yourself taking things too seriously, go inside, because that is the key. I think we're getting a practice run of, things are too chaotic outside. Where do we go? We go inside, and that's where we'll find that peace, and then that level of peace will start to expand and emanate out through us. So in that sense, I'm really, really excited about that, because I can see it, I can feel it, and I know it's possible. And I know this because of people that I've met and interacted with. There's just a feeling and a vibration that just makes you feel so, what's the word that I'm looking for? Expansion. It's just a sense of love and expansion and peace. So it is there, and it's there not outside, but inside of us. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next month. Take care and bye-bye.